What you are watching now is a brand new chapter in the history of flight. The project is to try to prove that a helicopter can cross the Atlantic Ocean under its own power. The scene is Westover Field, Massachusetts. The weather clear enough for takeoff. The copters are Sikorsky H-19s. The craft seen sitting in New England are required in Europe. And it's time to go. Delivering conventional aircraft across an ocean under their own power is a pretty old story by now, especially to the Air Force. But as these scenes are being filmed, no one knows for sure whether rotary wing aircraft can do the same. There is only one way to find out, and this is it. Operation Hopalong, a real first, a classic example of man pitting himself and his machines against the unknown. The helicopter is an innovator and an improviser, an almost human flying machine which in a short time has gained an unprecedented hold on the public imagination by its versatility and its capacity for rising to dramatic occasions. But crossing an ocean is something a little bigger than it has ever tried before. Goose Bay, Labrador, second stop on a 5-leg journey. Already the two copters have covered 850 miles in 12.5 hours flying time. The next leg of the journey is the second longest, 770 miles non-stop over water, and the toughest for flying weather. The crews get into special immersion suits and prepare for takeoff. 3 times the Hopalong and the Whirlaway set out from Labrador for Greenland. 3 times unfavorable reconnaissance reports turn them back. The 4th time is the good time, and the 3rd leg of the journey is completed at an average speed of 77 miles an hour. The successful hop to Greenland breaks the first record. 770 miles is the longest non-stop flight ever made by a helicopter, breaking the previous mark of 703 miles set by an earlier Sikorsky copter. From Greenland to Iceland, a hop almost as long and taking almost as much time. Check boats along the route keep the helicopters and accompanying planes supplied with weather data. Keflavik, Iceland. That strange remote air base acquired by the United States to lie athwart the cold northernmost reaches of the North Atlantic. Like the scouts of the Pioneer West, these men and these craft are blazing a trail, charting the best route and the dangers for those who are to follow. And this is the trail. Westover to Presque Isle, Presque Isle to Goose Bay, Goose Bay to a place called Bluey West 1 in Greenland, Greenland to Iceland. And now the last lap, the 900-mile non-stop stretch. Now the payoff, Iceland to Scotland. Almost 1,000 miles in a helicopter. Everything possible has been readied in advance. The Wasp engines have been carefully checked all along the route at every stop. The copters themselves have been stripped down to allow for extra fuel. Everything which could be done in advance has been done. Now it's up to the machines and the men. This is the payoff. And there it is, Prestwick, Scotland. The flight is not yet over, but the primary mission has been accomplished. To fly a helicopter across the Atlantic for the first time. 2 copters did it, the Hopalong and the Whirlaway, and 4 men. The Hopalong is piloted by Captain Vincent McGovern, World War II bomber pilot with 96 copter rescue missions to his credit in Korea. Captain Harry Jeffers is his co-pilot. Pilot of the Whirlaway, First Lieutenant Harold Moore, with 112 Korean rescue missions. Co-pilot, Captain George Hambrick, an expert on helicopter operations in the far north. Almost 3,500 miles across the Atlantic in less than 43 hours flying time. On to Ypenburg, Holland. At their first stop on the continent, the transatlantic copters are greeted by a large crowd, headed by General Loris Norstadt, Air Commander of the North Atlantic Powers and one of General Ridgway's top deputies. Like 3rd Air Force Commander Major General Francis Griswold, who greeted them at Prestwick, Soldier Airman Norstadt has a professional's appreciation of what these men have accomplished. The transatlantic flight has been accomplished, but delivery is not yet complete. Here at Wiesbaden, Germany, the crews turn over the craft to the 9th Air Base Rescue Squadron of the Military Air Transport Service. The trail has been blazed. Now, where these men have led, others can follow in whatever numbers the exigency of the situation demands. It's been a long way from New England to the heart of Europe, a long way and a tough ride. Now the 4 men are ready to go home.